is full volume.
Welcome back to another episode of Full Volume. Today we have Banks Cooney on the show. She is a Pilates instructor, well known in Austin for building a studio called Haus of B. She has a unique method to her approach on how she handles her business, but also on how she teaches her classes. She was a pro ballerina at one point and has now turned her passion for movement into a passion for a different type of movement. She's so fun to talk to. You guys are going to love this one. So let's just jump right in.
Hi, Banks.
Hello.
Welcome to Full Volume.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Excited to be here.
For those that don't know Banks, Banks is our favorite Pilates
She
instructor.
kicks our butt in the mat room.
She sure does. It's specifically in the mat room.
That room gets spicy.
That gets real spicy. Founder of Haus of B, movement instructor for how long now?
It's been about 11 years.
That's
my
amazing.
God.
Yeah. Crazy.
Former ballerina. Once a ballerina, always
Yeah.
ballerina. But
Right.
before we go into all of that, I would love to go back to Alabama.
Okay.
And let's talk
all the way
about-
back.
all the way back. Yeah, I want to know
Love it.
about like what you were like as a kid, how you
Mhm.
got into ballet. Like, tell me about the intro.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Love. I grew up in Birmingham. It is, I mean, it's kind of a hidden gem.
I feel like
I'd heard
everyone
that.
says that.
I had two
Yeah.
friends from college that loved it. Like,
Yeah.
were obsessed. And I don't know anybody else from there.
Yeah.
But they said it's
I
amazing.
mean, the people are so great. Like everybody has got such like rich personalities, good sense of humor, really good community there. I think like as a kid, I always felt very different. I was like, oh,
Okay.
I want to move out. Like
Yeah.
me and my friend, my like middle school best bud, we were like, we're gonna get camper vans. We're moving to California. Like wanted to be
The whole
hippies.
Like, get me out.
Yeah, we really want to get out.
We're going to the beach.
Yeah. But it was just honestly like such a great childhood.
Yeah.
Growing up in Alabama, you're always like outside. And my family's so wonderful. I have 3 siblings.
Mm.
We get along great, except for when we were younger. It
Oh,
was
same.
touch and
We're
go.
the same.
But it was always like a party.
Yes.
You know, a big party with 4 of us. But yeah, I started dancing when I was like 5, but started seriously dancing by the time I was like 11. So that was kind of my whole world from like
Yeah.
a young kid.
Yeah.
Went to a regular middle school. And then by the time I was 15, I was like, okay, I got invited to this dance program in Tampa that was like pretty competitive to get in.
Mhm.
And it was like my obsession. And my parents were very normal. They're like, you can choose. You don't have to do this. Like my mom was never telling me, like, she was never a dance mom. It was like, you have to, go to this dance school, do
Interesting.
YGP. Like
Yeah.
it was just like very normal, like, get a good education.
Uh-huh.
And like they were able to support me. I was really blessed in that way that they were super supportive, but didn't push me. But I was like, no, I'm going to Tampa.
Mhm.
So by the time I was 15, I moved to Tampa and lived
You
with
moved in high school.
yeah.
Oh my gosh,
by
It was by
Whoa.
myself.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I
It
don't
was
think I realized that you were
yeah.
alone.
Yeah, my mom drove me up there and the
Okay.
whole drive we're just crying.
Of course, yeah.
We drove up in my little like Beetlebug convertible that
Oh,
was like basically breaking down, had all the furniture in the back of the car.
In the beetle bug.
Yeah. It was tiny. And we were
Insane.
just like at the beginning of the trip we were fighting. Towards the end we were just crying
Crying.
because
Of
we realized how
course.
much like I felt like I was like, I'm still so young, but I was so ready to like be in a competitive environment. Like
Yeah.
Alabama had a good like ballet school, but it wasn't competitive enough. So I was like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I need to move. So I lived with a host mom. She was the sweetest woman ever.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
She was just like so lovely.
Yeah.
Had a son that went to college and came back. So the age gap was like big
A
there.
little different.
So
Yeah.
we weren't like buddy, but like it was cool to have like kind of a brother in the house. And then
Yeah.
there was another dancer who was there. And dancers like ballerinas are wonderful, but they can be like a little intense.
Oh, for
So it was it was
Yeah.
a lot intense.
Yeah.
So like moving into that from like just having a normal group of friends,
Yeah. What a
I was
big
like,
change.
it
You
definitely
basically
made
went
me
to college early.
yeah,
kind
it
of.
made me grow up quickly. Like
Yeah.
I was super homesick at first, and then I just like really learned a lot of lessons very quickly. And I was like, if I'm going to do this, like, I need to get some thicker skin. And just like, I was like, oh, I didn't feel like I was strong enough. I was like, I'm going to get a gym membership and I'm going to strength train. And like everything that like, I just like took a lot of steps in that year to like really grow.
Can I ask, like, what did that look like? So were you traveling a lot? I remember Chandler and I both grew up doing competitive dance.
Yeah.
And that's why also, like, your classes make so much sense to my body because you can tell
I
when
love
a
that.
dance teacher
It's
is
the best.
Right.
I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know why.
something
You can
different.
just tell it's like the counting makes sense, the one movement to the other.
Yeah.
It's more fluid. It just is. But
I love
I
that.
remember traveling on the weekends and we loved it. But one thing I felt like I missed out a lot on kind of the school hangouts of everything because I was just on every single weekend.
100%.
So
Yeah.
was your thing like more stationary? It was all in Florida. Were you traveling all over the place? Like, what was the school?
Yeah. I mean, before I left for Florida, I was spending my summers doing summer programs like the weird ballerinas do. Like, you don't do summer vacations with your family. You go and do like a 9-week program in Houston and Chautauqua, New York. So like I was spending a lot of summers doing that. By the time I got to Tampa, we were traveling around Florida and then we did YGP. So it was a very big thing at the school I went to. It was like the whole year we were practicing that same variation. And
What's YGP for people?
so yeah, so it's like this, it's like the largest ballet competition.
Yeah.
So people go to that school to train for that ballet competition. A lot of the people that went to that school, it's called Next Generation Ballet, ended up like winning it.
That's insane.
One of the girls, Hannah, who worked for me, she won it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I always brag on her.
She won it.
That's insane.
She won the whole
I
thing.
just registered that.
Yeah,
That's
like the whole thing,
nuts.
which is insane to win that dance
Yeah.
competition.
That's the whole-
For
that's
me,
the
I
whole
was like,
US,
I
right?
just want to rank. Like, I feel like I was good, but I knew I wasn't going to win the whole thing. Like, you have to be like a prodigy child to the next level. And I was like, I'm good. I'll get in a company, but I'm not going to win the whole thing.
Okay.
She doesn't dance anymore, but
So that like pipeline is so interesting to me. I will get to that at some point, but like you get pushed so hard as a ballerina.
Yeah.
And it's like, how long do you ride the wave?
Yeah.
Like, I can't do this
Yeah.
anymore.
I was like, I loved it so much.
Yeah.
But then there was a point where I was also like, I had so many friends that were just living normal lives and there was so much sacrifice. And I was like, wow, a lifetime of like, I had other interests and like, was a little quirky and a little bit more type B than type A. Now I'd call myself fully type B. Now I've gotten out of ballet. But like I look around and I was like,
room to be type B.
no, it was like
it's very structured. Everything about
so
it.
much structure. And I just felt like there was too many questions for me. Like, am I going to give this up? Like a normal life? Like you give up dating, you give up going out, you give up like having normal friends outside of ballet. I mean, there's just so much sacrifice that is really worth it, but then it comes with such a price. And like not getting schooling.
15-year-old.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
But when you were in it from like what 15 to 18, 19, you were like, this is the best thing ever.
Oh, I mean, I loved it.
I didn't care what anyone else is doing.
Yeah. I went from Tampa and then the next year I moved to Miami.
Okay,
and
that's
Miami
when
City.
you
And so that's
did my ballet.
Yeah. And it was like really cool because I got to moving from Alabama. I feel like all of my friends spoke the same language. They're from the same place. There wasn't a ton of diversity. And like moving to Miami, I went to a high school for an hour in the morning. And like it was pretty great.
I wish I
loved it.
that. Yeah.
It's called Miami Beach Senior High School, literally in South Beach. Just
sounds like a TV show.
I know.
That
It's
is
crazy. I walked
wild.
from my like apartment I lived in with my roommate. We'd walk to school and then we'd go to ballet for the rest of the day.
How old were you?
Oh my god.
That's when I was 16, 17, 18.
So what were you learning for the 1 hour a day?
So 1 hour a day.
Just
So
quick math.
it was because I wanted to get the rest of those credits,
She's
which were
like,
like
PE.
made up. They were credits. They were like word trade credits
Yes.
kind of thing. So
Independent study.
yeah, so they counted as like art and like some math somehow. Like I got away with taking like 1 year of
The
math.
physics of a pyramid.
Yeah. Right. So like by the time I got to college, I was like, I have so much making up to do. It was terrifying.
Oh, wow.
And then I did online
so
school for like in the evening on the weekends. We would go to Florida virtual school. Like everybody that was in the Miami City Valley that was doing that, we were all taking the same classes and helping each other out a little bit.
Oh, wow.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
I
But
can't believe that.
I know.
And is that still how it is? Like you can.
I mean, that was like 10 years ago. So I imagine like I bet Florida virtual is really different now.
Yeah.
But
It's like an AI school now.
yeah, I bet that there's like some Zoom recordings and like in person.
Right. I was gonna say also,
But
I think with so much flexibility now with remote learning,
Yeah.
like remote school, especially since
Yeah.
kind of everything of a couple years ago. Now
Yeah.
I feel like there's probably a million
Yeah.
options too.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
I did not thrive in virtual school. I was just like,
I wouldn't
neither.
either.
I was scrolling through the thing as fast as I could, and then we'd take a test, and I'm like, wait, I don't know.
You get 5 attempts on time 4, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I was never the most studious. I think like ballet, I was like, I am going to make this happen.
Yeah.
So when you have all your eggs in one basket and you look around, that's all your people care about too. You're like, I'm going to just get through this. You know,
Mhm.
virtual school was just me getting through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you were in the Miami Ballet, what's like a day in the life?
Yeah. So in the morning we had class. And it was like at the time there was like the people in the top level of the school and then like apprentices.
Mm-hmm.
So we weren't like with the company. But we were having like separate classes. That was like pretty competitive classes.
Yeah.
We had I like wish I could remember the names of the teachers, but um it was like 45 of us in a ballet class. And then after that, we go to like, usually like a variations class. And then we would have some sort of performance that we were training for, rehearsals
Mm-hmm.
for that. And we were usually working on like 4 different pieces. So we'd have,
That's a lot.
yeah, some sort of like Balanchine variation and then some sort of contemporary something. And then what was really cool about Miami City Ballet is they let all the people that were in the school work on choreography. And then they were able to like show that to the artistic director.
Oh, wow.
And then that person, whoever won, could then like choreograph on the company.
So they give you guys
So-
some creative license
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
That's really
But
cool.
that's
Yeah.
definitely very unique.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, I loved it there. It was I feel like I learned so much,
Mhm.
and the instructors were just like amazing. They really cared.
Yeah.
It was really high pressure. And we were all living in the same apartment complex.
So cool.
So it was cool.
Like
Like,
your own little community.
yeah,
Everyone's
yeah.
doing the same thing.
Yeah, and I made
That's so
friends
cool.
from all over. And it was just like we were moving fast. We were
Yeah.
from school to ballet, back to school, and then sometimes trying to socialize. That was like interesting.
But did you socialize with other people that weren't in ballet?
I made a few friends at school. It was
Okay, and
very
you're
like the
one hour,
ballet.
just, I
Yeah,
gotta get this.
I made a few friends at school, and we would like go out on the beach on the weekend. We had
That's so-
curfew, so like
Okay.
if
Sure.
we wanted to get like checked out by like an adult, we'd have to like find an adult. Like sometimes we would go out on the beach and we'd like find somebody above the age of 21 and be like, hey, can you check
Oh,
us
any
out?"
adult.
Yeah,
Oh
any
my God,
adult.
anyone.
And then, but I think
That's
I can't
wild.
remember if my parents had to sign off or not. I remember no.
No,
But every once in a while we were like,
whatever.
we're going out. Like we need to blow off some steam
Yeah.
because we were young and like most people are like going to house parties when they're 18.
Yeah, for their
We lived in
definition of
South
it.
Beach, so like we had to go to clubs.
I'm
So we
just-
had to,
yeah.
we just had, like that was our only option.
Yeah.
So we would find ways to get like
Yeah.
checked out and then go out.
So would you like go out and go drink and then go to class the next day?
That was rare. Like it was so competitive that
Right,
like
no,
if you
that's what I
were to
was
do that and you messed up, like there's no room for messing up because everybody was like so amazing that if you had an off day, that off day could like screw up your whole year.
So really cutthroat.
Yeah,
That would
yeah,
set you back.
yeah. It would set you back, and then there's somebody waiting
Uh-huh.
to
So
take
how
your
does
spot.
that affect you mentally on a
Yeah,
day? But
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, I feel like I would wake up and be like,
Yeah. You know,
Here
I
we
had
go.
like when I was younger, very high strung,
Mm.
lots of anxiety, but I also like was like, I don't have the opportunity to mess up, and
Yeah.
I did put a lot of pressure on myself. I think I do really well under pressure. Like
Mhm.
auditions do really well, performances, I loved it. I loved the feeling of stress when I was younger. I like literally
Okay.
was addicted to
Yeah.
it.
But
Which
you need
is
that to be a ballerina.
yeah,
That's
yeah, it
cool of
served
it.
me then.
Yeah.
And then I had to like unlearn all of that. Like as an
I was gonna
adult,
say.
I had to realize like
Yes.
that doesn't serve me anymore. I had to realize how to like create tools to not become so addicted to that like
Mhm.
fight or flight, that anxious energy
Right.
that's like
Right.
that feels so good. Like
Mhm.
right before a performance, you're like, oh, I'm gonna use all this anxiety and like
Mhm.
put it out on the stage. You don't really have that. Like you can't do that anymore. So you have to figure out like ways to funnel that anxiety that you're always going to get. Like there's going to be anxiety in your day to day,
Mhm.
but getting yourself out of fight or flight and not like living in it,
Yeah.
it does not serve you. So it was a lot of unlearning. You have to do a lot of therapy after dance. I'm sure like,
Yes.
nobody comes away unscathed. Like
Nobody comes
with the
away unscathed.
mindset, the body
The
doesn't
body
work.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah,
was
all of
me.
that.
I got that
Yeah.
hard. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
hard.
It's
Well,
really
I
hard.
was saying, I don't know if I was saying it to you, but I was telling somebody the other day about dance. I was like, it's literally the only sport, if you want to call
Yeah.
it that, or whatever,
Mhm.
movement, activity, where you stare at yourself in the mirror the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Football players aren't doing that.
No.
Football players aren't doing
No.
You know, every sport comes with its
Yeah.
difficulties, but you are staring at yourself
Right.
in the mirror.
Mhm.
Well, and not only that,
Yeah.
but it's
You're
also
gonna
I
something
also
bad's
think
gonna happen.
all day
They're
just
gonna
body
check- it's
checking.
all day
the
long.
leadership
Yeah.
too. Like I remember from a very young age being put in buckets
Mhm.
of like these girls wear two pieces on stage.
Mm.
These
Yeah.
girls do not.
Right.
And
It's
you always wanted to be one of the girls that was allowed to wear the
Mhm.
two piece or selected to wear the two piece.
Yeah.
And it was like just
Difficult.
very difficult,
Yeah.
very toxic, very
Oh,
direct.
yeah.
Especially when you went from one group to the other
Yeah.
and then back again. You're like,
Yeah.
oh no.
And all you are trying to do during that time is just to get back to it's
Yeah.
about like
Right.
your success depends on your body. And
Okay.
it's totally tied up in that. And you're taught from a young age, like, if your body doesn't look a type of way, you won't succeed.
Mhm.
And so, like, how do you not like slightly bring that, even if you're super conscious about it,
Mhm.
it's going to come into the next phase of your life. So it's just like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
really, it's a unfortunate thing about like dance is so beautiful.
Mhm.
And I think like it's unfortunately always going to be that way.
Mhm.
It's just a really sad reality
It's
of
just
like
how it is.
ballet.
It's a very
and
rigid environment.
yeah,
There's not
yeah,
around a lot of, which is so crazy because dance is so fluid itself.
Yeah.
There's so many different forms.
Yeah.
So many different types of people can be amazing at dance.
Yeah.
But in that
Mhm.
regard, I think so too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even like I've mentored a lot of high school girls in college and
Mhm.
even younger than that. And that mindset they took, like, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's been like 10
Yeah.
years since I was even involved in dance. And it's like the same
It's
thing
the
now.
same.
It's
Yeah.
so crazy.
There's little things that switch, but like I think the people that are in charge are the ones that are it's a funnel from whoever is leading that dance company. And I do think that there's like it's a lot better than it used to be, but
Mhm.
there are certain ways that companies survive. And if they were to like go so loosey goosey and just be like, it's a free for all, like, unfortunately
It wouldn't work.
It's a
It wouldn't
reputation thing
work.
too.
No.
Also, weirdly, like I think too, like a lot of to your point, like there's just like a standard of like kind of rigidness, but also excellence at the same
Yeah.
time, and
Yeah.
it's just it would be really hard to operate outside.
Yeah.
But there is a big difference between having the view of I need to look a certain way to be able to look a certain way in this
Yeah.
costume or outfit or whatever
Mhm.
versus I need more muscle here so I
Yeah.
can get a little higher off
Yeah.
the ground.
Right.
That's okay.
That's an understanding of like, okay, well, if I understand like how to strength train and to or do
Yes.
Pilates to like that's something you can take steps, but to be told like there's something wrong with your body
Yes.
and like
It's so terrible.
that it's just the worst thing.
And it's so hard to
Yeah.
recover from it.
Yeah, it really is. And
Insane.
even seeing that, like I just kids that are taking dance lessons or even competitive dance, whatever it is, they're still like in that competitive
Mhm.
environment and instructors are still saying like, oh, if you don't fit in your costume.
Mhm.
And for like just kids that are doing it for fun.
Yeah.
And those are the things that like it'll stick with that kid for a
long
lifetime,
time.
unfortunately.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not something you want to play with.
So did
Mhm.
you kind of started like learning that mentality in Miami?
Yeah, I think Miami, like, it's interesting because when you're young, like there's so many other things. Like you're trying to figure out like how to work hard and to fend for yourself. And I could tell like I mean, I worked my body. I would literally in the morning, I would do like a 45-minute Pilates mat workout, and then I do ballet all day. I would go running on the beach, like on South Beach, on the beach. Me and my roommate at the time, she was like this crazy athlete. We would just sprint on the beach all the way down South Beach, all the way back. After doing ballet, like we were doing this really intense ballet. I remember it was Say or Not, which is like a really insane ballet. And we were doing crazy cardio for like 8 hours, and then we would do that. So I never really thought about like body image because I was doing that, which was unhealthy, which is over exercise and just like telling myself perform 24/7. And I was, but that comes with like long-term repercussions. So by the time I was like 22, when I was at Ballet Austin, I moved here. I went to college for a year and then I got a job at Ballet Austin. And I was like, okay, moving here. And that's when my like hormonal imbalance started to happen. And that's when you lose control of like your weight and just not really understanding like you're doing all the same things you used to do, which is horrible for your body. Your cortisol is like through the roof.
Yeah, the prolonged stress.
Yeah, but you keep gaining weight and your joints are hurting and you have insomnia and all these things. So it started to really like manifest by the time I had moved to Austin. And I think like I thought if I just keep doing more, then I'm going to like fit into this. And that's what ultimately like I realized after my first year at Ballet Austin, they were like, oh, you can spend another year as an apprentice when I had given my all to it. And that still wasn't enough. I was like, you know what? I can't do this to my body anymore. Like, this is not a safe place for me to be in. Like, the fact that I gave my 110%, like, didn't drink the entire year, like, literally, like, was training. Yeah, on it. And it, I mean, I think it was just like I wasn't willing to sacrifice my health, my mental and physical health at that point. And then it was after like I quit, like unraveling that for years and finding ways to like regulate my nervous system and like love my body and not try to change it and move intuitively. And like I found so many different things in that year, in those years, but it was definitely a journey. Like you have to kind of crumble and like full ego death to like come back to yourself. Yeah.
Like,
So much ego
so
death.
not getting the apprenticeship, that was catalyst for me.
It was just like another year of the same thing I was doing. And the reason was because my head spotted funky. And
that's why you didn't get it?
Yeah. Well, that was like, there's always like one thing. And and in that moment I was like, like the whole year, all I got was like, we love you. You're so great. You're perfect for this company. And, but that's what you get is like, it was good that I got that encouragement to push me through. But I just saw that like, okay, I love this thing so much, but it's starting to really hurt me. And I could feel it if I had spent another year, I would have forced my body into a place where I would have gotten like really injured, mentally, physically, all the things. And I just felt like I was at a point where I'm like, I can't do this anymore. It was a toxic relationship and it had been the thing that I loved the most that was like, hurting you the most. So
after doing that for so long, what was it like to have something else kind of take up all your time and focus?
At first I was like, when you're like, you meet people, you're like, oh, I'm a dancer. I dance. Oh, this company, and that was like your fun fact. I was like going out and like, I really was never dating like through high school. Like that's not a lie. That's a lie. I was going on dates, but I wasn't like, I have all this time to date. like it would just happen, like I would just like find a boyfriend. I'm like, okay. But I wasn't like, oh, I have time to like go on dates on the weekdays. Like that was crazy to me.
Right. Yeah.
So I was like, at first it was so fun. Like I was having the time of my life.
You get like the honeymoon phase.
Yeah. Honeymoon.
Free.
Oh my God. I was so free. But then freedom without like discipline,
especially when
is so depressing.
Yeah. When you're so structured and then you go from structured, you know exactly what to do. There's a plan, there's a method to like, here you go.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
That's fun for a little bit.
Yeah. It was fun.
Oh,
but then it hits a point where you're like, wait, what's my
such
purpose?
A pendulum.
Right.
It's
and
like,
it
okay,
becomes,
the most structure ever, no structure at all. Let's fall somewhere.
Yeah. So what was that like to, cause I feel like you didn't give up your dream because I feel like what you're doing now is I think it's very tangential. Like
Yeah.
it's separate, but they're very similar.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
what did it feel like to go from wanting to be a ballerina, being a professional ballerina, and then you're like, this is hurting me. The thing that I
Yeah.
love is hurting me so
Yeah.
bad. I have to like walk away from what I've been doing
Yeah.
since I was 15
Yeah.
or younger.
You know, it was funny because I'm like an all or nothing type of person. When I
Oh,
decide I'm gonna do
girl,
something,
me and you.
yeah.
Kyler all the time is
Yeah.
like, okay, this one.
I live in moderation. Like moderation is my
Really?
best friend. I
See,
don't know
that's a
why.
good thing.
We're
not
one.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's weird because we have a middle sister, and you would think that like she's kind of the blend of us two, but it's the
Yeah.
opposite.
Yeah,
I am the blend of
Really?
them too,
I
and so
love that.
they are both like just such opposites, and
Yeah.
I tend to fall somewhere in the middle, and
Oh,
so they'll
what a
both.
good
It's
little
amazing.
yeah,
Yes,
that
It's amazing.
it
works.
works well.
But they'll be
Yeah.
they'll be kind of extremists, and
Yeah.
I'm always like, oh, okay. Okay, let's yeah, come back to me in a couple months.
Yeah.
We'll figure out like how to keep that steady, but go for it. And I love it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Just lean into your superpower.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, I think all or nothing, like I left and I didn't look back like for a second. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to school for PT.
Mm.
And after not really like I went to University of Arizona for dance.
Okay.
And I thought I was gonna double major there, but I was there on scholarship. It was too hard to double major. And so that's kind of why I left because I was like, I'm spending all my time dancing, but it wasn't
Right.
competitive enough for me at the time. And mostly like it was a party school and it was like, ugh, 4 years of this and trying to get into a ballet company
Yeah.
would have been hard for
big
me.
competing interests.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because of the all or nothing mentality.
Yeah,
So I was like, I love it here. I'm having the most fun, but
Yeah.
I needed to move to Austin. But yeah, when I left ballet, like
I like so get that. Like I'm like I literally can remove myself from
Yeah.
this environment because
Like,
I can't.
I love you guys
Yeah,
so much.
yeah.
Like it was
I have
the
to
best year,
Yeah.
but I gotta
I
go.
have to go.
Yeah.
I
But
so get that. That's
yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. It's just yeah, but just walking away, I like never looked back, didn't take a dance class, just was like, okay, I'm going to like really want to get into UT. But the thing is when you don't have
Oh
like
yeah.
you don't have like
Right.
anything to show for it, I'm like,
Yeah.
wait,
right.
it'd be hard for me to get into UT. I'm realizing it.
I didn't even think
And I've
about
always been like, when I set my mind on something 110%, I'm like, I'm going to do it. So I applied to UT like 3 times, went to ACC for a little bit, and like ended up making good grades, like studied so hard for the
Yeah.
first time in my life.
That's insane.
And then I ended up going to St. Edward's and did like their pre PT program, kinesiology and PT, and tried to graduate as quickly as possible because by then I was like 22
Mhm.
and all of my friends that I met when I first moved to Austin had already like graduated because I was like working. And so they were all older than me. They were way past college and I'm like, ugh, I don't want to be in college, but it was necessary for
Yeah.
me. So I graduated in like 2.5 years.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I
That's a
just was
grind.
like,
That's like a
how
record, I
many
feel like.
how many classes can I take? Put my head down, make 0 friends in the process. But I had all my people like
Yeah,
already
right.
and like obviously meeting new people,
Mhm.
but I was just so focused on like getting out. And then thought I wanted to do PT and Pilates was like I started teaching mat Pilates in like probably it was like a country club in Birmingham when I was like 15, kind of teaching it to friends in Miami, and just like always doing Pilates. And so by the time I had moved to Austin, I started teaching and then was at Core Power for a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
Got my
No
yoga teacher
way.
training. That was like one of my first studios in
Oh,
Austin.
gosh.
shout out.
Did
We
you
both
do-
have done that. That's
we
so
both
cool.
did the 200-hour, but
Yes,
mine in
yeah.
Mexico and Chandler did hers here.
At Corp.
Oh my gosh. Was Joel your leader?
He just left.
Oh my
retired.
God.
Yeah,
He's
I
the
know.
reason why I did it. Like,
He's like the
he's
sweetest
the
human
best.
ever.
He's the
He's
I
the
love
best.
I love his classes.
Yeah, I love Joel. He actually went when I got my degree at St. Ed's, we had like invite somebody that inspires you in your industry. And I invited Joel.
Oh,
He went. Yeah.
Oh my
It was
God.
so great.
He is truly the
He really made such a
sweetest.
big impact.
Yeah, yeah. I
awesome.
mean, because I remember like taking a yoga class and like crying during Shavasana. And then
Oh, that's
afterwards
how
he's
you-
like,
that's powerful.
because he knew like I was showing up to core power classes 6 a.m. before I went to ballet when I was
Yes.
at Ballet Austin.
Yes.
And he saw me and he
Hey,
was
he'll
like,
call you
I'm
out on that.
worried about you.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, I'm unwell. Like, like I do ballet all day. And then he was like, I told him like, I'm quitting ballet, trying to figure out my next steps. And he was like, you should do the yoga training. I'm like, Pilates is kind of my thing, but he was like, no, you should do this. And it was a really great thing for me because it taught me how to slow down. Like going straight into Pilates probably wouldn't have been the best thing for me because I needed like that mindfulness aspect, like more than I realized. And so
interesting.
it was a really like wonderful thing for me. I wasn't any good at teaching yoga. It was horrible, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I was also like, in a frenetic phase of my life.
Mm.
So I wasn't like meditate. I didn't really have my own practice other than taking class. So it wasn't like I was in the world of yoga and like looking at all the principles of yoga and like putting that into my day to day at the time.
Got it.
I was just trying to
Grounded externally,
survive,
right,
at the
right,
time.
Yes.
right.
So when I
Yes.
was teaching, it was like coming from a ungrounded,
It's
like untethered
interesting
place.
how
That
that
makes
shows
sense.
up in your teaching. I
Mhm.
even notice that now the weeks that I am taking good care of myself
Yeah.
outside of the studio and like having my own reflection time and
Yeah.
time of quietness and just like sitting,
Yeah.
it totally reflects on the way that I'm able to actually be very present with students. And it's so
Yeah.
crazy that you say that because it does matter. Like,
It really
people
does.
talk about like, take care of yourself first, but
Yeah.
it does matter when you're teaching people. So that's really
It
interesting.
Yeah,
does.
that's
People
true.
feed off of energy, and I think now I'm in a place where like I always put whatever I have, whatever weird energy I have aside and like come into it from a grounded place. I really like have a practice of that,
Yeah,
but it
I
took
mean,
time to get there and does not mean that it's perfect at all. Like for
it's
sure.
pretty great. Like
Yeah,
I
I
would say
think
I feel
so.
like but everyone at your studio is like that.
Oh, well, I think like
Higher well.
Yeah,
yeah,
we're
we've
all
got a
very
great team.
grounded and
I'm
like
really grateful for
every
it.
time I show up to a class, it's like the right energy. It's not always like high energy, depending
Yeah.
on like the 6 a.m. class.
Yeah.
Arnold's like amazing.
Yeah.
And he like
Arnold's
introduces you to your day. And it's
mhm.
so great.
He sets the best intention, and
The
during
best.
Shavasana, he's always got
Yes.
something to say, some sort of mantra
Yeah.
that, like,
I
makes
love
me either
everyone there.
giggle
Oh,
or,
it's
like,
so good.
feel really grounded,
Yes.
but,
Yes.
yeah, I think, I look at the team, and I'm, like, so grateful for them.
Yes.
I'm obsessed with all my
Mm-hmm.
favorite people in one
Mm-hmm.
space, so I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh,
Good.
how great is it to
Yeah.
work out with all my favorite people?
They're
I don't have
amazing.
to go anywhere else."
Yeah,
It's so
exactly,
great.
exactly. No, that's so cool. And you get to like see them every day.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah.
So is that your teaching evolution? You started there.
So core power, there was a lot of places between core power
Yeah.
and now. So with yoga for a little bit, and then Pilates was kind of all over the place. I was at there was a place in Westlake. I can't remember the name. It's
Okay.
been so long.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Did you get
It's
trained for
probably not even
Pilates
there
there
anymore.
though?
Yeah.
Or what did the training look like?
So I originally got trained at a place in Miami.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
For Matt or
for reformer and
reformer
Matt.
and
Yeah.
okay.
And then I in Austin went back and did my balance body. At the time I did it in Dallas. So we traveled up to Dallas to do
Mhm.
trainings. There was one studio, Bird Pilates, that was doing like continuing ed stuff
Cute name.
that I'd pop into. But there was nothing in Austin at the time. So I was going to Dallas, did some stuff online, and did balance body. And yeah, I was teaching, let's see. So I was at a rehab facility for a little bit. And then I was at some boutique studios, like Pour Them,
Not at all, girl.
Equinox.
I remember the Equinox one.
Yeah,
That was when I
Equinox.
first met
Oh
you.
my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I
yeah.
think that was the first time I ever did a mat Pilates class.
Yeah,
Or at least that was
really?
the first time I ever used the ball.
That was before it was like trending.
And I was like,
Yes.
what
And
is
I
this
was like
thing?
doing way too much at the time.
No,
It was like I was a
really, really
very
like
young
it.
instructor, and I was
Yeah.
like combination moves and like using the glider, the ball, and the TheraBand all at the same time. But
No, but I love it.
I feel like it was always packed in those
Yes.
classes.
No, I
People
remember. I
liked
would
them,
be
but
like,
I look
what
back
is
and I was
this?
like, oof, we did some shady things back then. We were
They were
doing
good.
too much.
No, they were good. They were good.
Yeah.
I had a
Oh,
good
thank
time
you. I love teaching at Equinox. It was like
Yeah.
when they opened, there was like like I don't even know, 20 of us that were opening
Mhm.
up the Equinox, and I had a really good time teaching it. I feel like I learned so much.
Mhm.
They always did like little trainings, and before that I was like really into bar, and then wasn't
Okay.
pushed to teach like a really good mat Pilates class, but at Equinox, like I think I was like one of the only people to teach a mat Pilates in the evening.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I got to make this really good, and I obsessed over like programming and like making a really athletic
Yeah.
mat Pilates class.
Yeah.
And then I went to collective after that. I was teaching Pilates reformer, mat Pilates. It's like the only Pilates person there. I loved it there. It was a different switch up from being in like only female spaces to like a male owned gym. So I learned a lot
How was
there.
that?
I really enjoyed it. Like I think teaching guys Pilates that like actually are there for the right reasons, not just like go to a boutique studio with their
Yes.
girlfriend. Like
I
they're
was gonna
there
say,
because
a
like
girl brought you.
yeah,
Yeah.
the girl about you, but like a lot of the guys were like athletes and they were like really intrigued about the like Pilates is so intellectual. So they would like ask all these questions about like
Mhm.
the outside part of their calf when they're doing this and that. And so
Mhm.
I loved it. Everybody there like was super intentional about their workouts and
Cool.
very into like biohacking. So they wanted to understand like all the science behind Pilates and
Yeah.
asking all the cool questions.
You like nerd out with
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool.
So it was really fun. I mean, at the time I was like struggling probably with my health more than anything.
Okay.
So I was like tired all the time,
Interesting.
wasn't sleeping, and just had like was still undoing probably a lot of the
Coming down from ballet.
cortisol stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was like I loved it, but I also didn't have the energy at the time to do as much work as I was doing. I was like teaching
Mhm.
a lot and I was like pushing myself. So um yeah, it made me realize like I think being in a gym space just wasn't like my ultimate goal. Like
Okay.
I
Yeah.
love working in like soft, like when I walk into a space, I want to feel my nervous system settle. And I like really, I mean, my favorite places to go were like Casa de Lu when I was working at Collective. And like, I was always going just to the mindful spots. And I'm like, okay, at the end of the day, like, I don't belong in a gym like this.
Yeah.
Like,
The
it's,
opposite.
yeah,
Yeah.
I need to be in a space where like I also feel like
Mhm.
I could work out. And for me, it's like I needed to slow down. I need to calm my nervous system. I need to get my cortisol down. And I needed like mindful movement that was more somatic. So I could like,
Mhm.
when you spend a lifetime of beating your body to the ground from a really young age, like
Yeah.
it can wreak havoc on your body and your body. Like I truly believe that your body listens to the things you say to it and how you feel it. And
Definitely.
so once I started to just like know that I was going to build a studio and be really intentional about that, like kind of undid a lot of my like
Mhm.
health problems. Like I was sleeping better, like just eating better,
Interesting.
and just like inflammation went down. I had crazy insomnia. Like I would go 2 days without sleeping. Like, and I would just be like trying to teach, couldn't figure out what the floor was. It was insane. And so like how
Because
far
of
I've come,
anxiety or like what?
think it was just high levels of stress. And I was still working
Yeah.
out in a way that was like, I was like, okay, well, if I do more strength, a little bit more cardio, and like if you're being trained by, you know, people that don't understand that like your body needs like it needs a hard reset. Like some people need to spend an entire month of not working out to get out of crazy inflammation. Like that's what
Totally.
I needed.
Yeah.
And so I did take like a good amount of time off when I was building the studio and just focus on building out. And like it actually was the best thing for me of like kind of redirecting just like my energy in other places.
Yeah.
And it just naturally like
Yeah.
now I'm like, I sleep great.
Mhm.
I eat better. I feel better. Like I feel stronger. I have energy for my full day. Like I used to be like, okay, well, it's 3 o'clock and I have to teach until 8:30, but I don't know how I'm gonna make it. Like I'm
Exhausting.
gonna
Yeah.
sleep in my car or something.
Yeah.
Like I was so
Yeah.
exhausted all the time.
Wow.
I think that's so
Yeah.
cool too because I think rest a lot of times is seen as such like a weakness, like
Yes.
unfortunately, and it's not
No.
even it's not or like a bonus.
Yeah.
Like if you get to rest, you
Yeah.
have a
It's a
restful weekend. It's a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I am starting to learn more and more because I feel like the more that you learn about your body, the more you want to learn about your body. It
Yeah.
just becomes the most interesting thing.
Yeah.
And learning about how rest is not just an added bonus. It's
Mhm.
like to get where
It's
you
like
want to go
foundational.
to like
Yeah.
build the muscle or lower the inflammation, you
Yeah.
have to rest. It's not
Yeah.
like an additional part that you can add on. It's part of the
Right.
formula.
It's
Yeah.
like
That's not stressed
so
enough.
important.
Oh
It's not
yeah.
stressed
You
enough.
have to like
Mhm.
start with that.
Yeah.
Start with the what's the thing we always say? It's like you have to
The
start with this.
stones.
Yeah.
Oh.
The
Yeah.
stones. You have to like lay the foundation. It's like the sleep and what you put in your body
Mhm.
and like how you manage your stress levels.
Yeah.
And then you can like layer in the supplements
Right.
and the other stuff.
Yeah.
Mm,
If
stuff
you
you
don't
wanna
have
do.
your
But
basic needs met, sleep,
Yes.
food, and your body functioning, like it's really hard
And
to
the
be
other
like,
stuff doesn't matter.
yeah,
It could potentially make it worse.
you're just surviving.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's cool that you
Mhm.
got to see that in your own body and like
Yeah.
Really
channel
quick
that into what you've
experience
built.
it.
Yeah. And it also made me like realize what was important to me. It
Mhm.
wasn't like ever about the aesthetics. It was about the like somatic and the feeling that a space brings to you and can actually like change your body when you walk into a space where you can like actually take yourself out of fight or flight, where you can trust your body, you can be vulnerable and like be curious instead of being performative. So I think when you're like out of that mindset, it actually does really good things for you. Like I noticed in my own body, like
Hmm.
I was like, wow, I feel stronger than I felt since I was like 15, 16.
Yeah.
Hadn't felt like that type of energy in a really long
And are
time.
you only doing Pilates?
You know, I've added in strength like
I
every
could
once in a
tell.
while.
I saw
Every
the
once in a while.
arms.
We
I
had,
was like, she's doing something.
we added the 8 pounds in the
Yeah.
in the
So
room.
we've
We've upgraded from the 3s.
we took your class like a month ago and we were doing the bicep curls and
I
we
literally
looked at
was
each other and
like,
we were like, what is she doing? Arms
So we're
I'm
doing
I'm
the
missing
8
a
pounds
piece.
and a little bit of strength training. I'm like,
It's
okay,
cool.
It's
yeah. I
So
feel like
what does that like split look like
yeah.
now?
I think my perfect split for the week is like Pilates more often than everything else,
Mhm.
but I try to mix it up with Pilates. Like I'll do a tower class because that just is like completely different than reformer.
I haven't done that yet.
The tower just hits your body in a way that really confuses your muscles compared to reformer because it's like vertical tension
Oh, interesting.
instead of like horizontal.
Yeah.
So you'll see like you'll be really sore in different places and it's just heavier spring resistance. So
I need to try.
I like will work out on the tower like once a week and then reformer like 3 or 4 times a week if I'm lucky. And then I'll do strength like twice a week if I can. It's usually once. Lately it's been once. And I've just been going to the gym and like doing literally the meat and potatoes and not complicating it.
That's
And
what works.
it works.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
And
okay,
it's so boring.
it's
I find it
boring for
so-
sure.
I find it
I'm also
boring.
like working while I'm doing it. I'm like getting work done. I'm like doing talk to
You're like, I need
text.
to answer this.
And I'm like,
thing while
okay.
I'm-
It's very
okay.
mindless. Like I don't
Yes.
think of it as something that like I'm thinking of like a get it done thing. Just because that's not my passion.
Yeah,
No, I mean,
sure.
that's what I
Yeah.
feel the same. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Your brain doesn't go to
so-
the same places like when the music is
Yeah.
vibing.
Yeah,
Yeah. That
it's
is my
different.
time
I
that
think
I'm
it's so
in it
interesting
when I'm
that
in
you said
Pilates.
the
I agree.
space too.
Yes.
Like it's so interesting. Like I'm not gonna dog on core power because I'm still employed there, but I'm gonna say like what I will say is the environment matters a lot,
It
and I
does,
notice
yeah.
the difference when I get the
Absolutely.
pleasure of coming to your
Oh,
studio.
thank you.
And like literally the physical, obviously genuinely just more aesthetic because it's more boutique, but also
Yeah,
to your point, I think your body is just less stressed out about
Mhm.
being performative.
Yeah.
It's so interesting that you said I never clicked that in my
Yeah.
brain, but that matters so much too. And I
Yeah.
didn't even think about how
Mhm.
the room that you're in can also contribute to the workout that you're
Yeah.
doing.
Yes.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. When I like made the reformer room and the mat room, I was thinking about like, okay, well, I want there to not be mirrors in certain places because some people like they might not realize it yet, but if they get on one of those reformers that doesn't have a mirror, they might walk out of there having a better day because they didn't just like body check all
And
day
just
and
wreck themselves. for
yeah,
hours.
yeah. So like some people really want
That's so
mirrors, so we have mirrors
thoughtful.
in places. But I was
Yeah.
like, okay, for me, I always go to the non-mirror place because I have a tendency to be like side checking and like
Yeah.
holding in my abdominals when I shouldn't and
Yeah.
tensing in places like so
More
I
intuitive
really
that way.
appreciate that a lot.
Yeah.
yeah, it's really nice just to close your eyes and just like let your body move how it wants to move without
Mhm.
looking at it and make it look like something because that's not always the way. Like if you're
Yeah.
curious with your movement, you can learn so much about your body and how it functions instead of looking at it. I mean, some people do need a visual. Not everybody's like a kinesthetic learner.
Yeah.
Like dancers are just
Yeah.
like that. And I
Mhm.
think people that like are movers can do that. But some people are like, okay, well, this is my first time on a machine. Like I
Yes,
need
I
a
need to
Yes.
see.
I need a
Of
mirror. And I'm
course.
like, I totally get that. There's a lot of things happening here. So I'm not going to put them on that.
Right.
In reform if they don't want
And
it.
you have good instructors that are watching bodies, and
Yeah.
watching form.
Mhm.
So those
Totally.
two
Exactly.
things paired together, you know,
Yeah.
it's great. But I guess like, what was your process of building something? So you
Yeah.
went from not being a
Yeah.
business owner to a business owner,
Yeah.
carving out your entire own space. Like,
Yeah.
what?
And then outgrowing it. And then outgrowing that. Crazy,
So
you
cool.
know?
Yeah, it was
Cool.
definitely a whirlwind. I was very blessed that my mom has a business here
Okay.
and it's interior design and staging. And so
Oh,
I
cool.
like hired her team and
Right.
they like my mom and I have been talking about my mom's a business owner. She's been a business owner for 6 years. So I've always known like, okay, I'm going to do my own thing, whether it's like, I did like an on-demand platform during COVID. And I always knew like, okay, if I want to in fitness, it is a hustle. And I just like saw my mom and I saw that mentality and I'm like, I'm going to do my own thing. Whatever it is, I'm going to do something that's my own.
Awesome.
So I was searching for places for probably like 6 months, found my original spot in Clarksville. It was actually the house next door, the Manana is now
Yes.
in there.
Yes.
Oh,
That's where
wow.
I thought I was going to be in. And I took measurements and I was new to like building out a space. And I was like, okay, let's CAD this out. How many reformers can we get in here? And it was like, oh, this is going to work. We can get 6 reformers or 7 reformers in there. And then my mom gets in town and we finally get into the space because there was somebody in there and we were able to take measurements. And we realized very quickly, like, this isn't going to work. Like, nothing's going to fit in here.
Oh my
And then the
gosh.
landlord was like, oh, well, I have another space next door. And we
Praise.
walked in there. It was terrifying.
Oh.
It was terrifying.
Just
But it was the perfect plan that I needed. Like, I needed open floor. I needed just like a straight line.
Yeah.
But it was scary. Like the floors were dingy. The walls were like black.
more of a project than you
It was a
expected.
project.
Wow.
And I had set like an opening day. This is my first time doing this. So, you know, I was like,
Right. Oh,
okay, I'd
man.
set an opening day that like 200 people were going to. And I was like, okay. So we were like, and my mom's like,
What?
we're like, we're going to do this. We're just going to,
Yeah.
switch gears. And I had a design team that was helping me. So
Thank
we're like,
goodness.
we're going to find a painter. We're going to,
Wild.
the paint's going to have to dry in a couple days and then we're going to put the performers on. And we were just like, we're going to do this. So we had 2 weeks to turn it around. Those
2
2 weeks. Yeah. In the old space.
Oh my gosh.
So we
Were
had
you
the paint.
there 24/7?
Oh, we were there.
You slept there.
I basically slept there.
It's so
The amount of
crazy.
chemicals of breathing in, like,
yeah.
you know, we tried to use all like non-toxic,
Sure.
but when you're in there with like paint, whether it's non-toxic, like it's not good for you.
Construction,
insane.
right.
Yeah. And I was like, I had never built out a house and like done renovations. So all this is very new to me. I'm trying to like lay bricks in the garden and I'm like going to Home
She has,
Depot
like,
for the first time, like getting a shovel and like
Oh my gosh. So you like actually brick?
no, I like
you did
literally did it.
brick.
My mom helped a ton, but like
God.
she has a full-time, you know, like
business.
So
Yeah.
like it's not like they could spend all their time on it. It was insane. We were trying to stencil this like honeycomb into the floor.
Is
And
that because of your nickname?
it's so the bee is actually it's kind of a take on like bee the insect. So on my mom's side of the family, everybody is like got bee names and they all wear like bee jewelry.
Oh.
They were just like badass women that all were like entrepreneurs
cute.
and actresses, singers, and just super inspirational. And my mom's like very similar to them. She always wears bees. She's like always been an inspiration to me.
That is
So I was
really
like, I really want to stick with the bee without
So-
making it like super kitschy.
Yeah.
Female powerhouse.
Yeah,
Let's
and it
go.
also is a sign of like high vibrations, community.
I love it.
And so I'm all about those things. And I was like, okay, we want to bring the bee in without making it like BEE. So old studio, we had a lot of like honeycombs. And then I was like, okay, it was a good start. It was, but I was like, we need to do less.
Yeah.
So our new space, we were like, we had time to build it out and so the old space, my whole graphic design, my website, everything was built out and the studio space was built out in a month. Just crazy. I was like, I finally started feeling good enough to like build something. And I was like, I'm taking the leap of faith. I told Collective, and I was like, I'm starting my own studio and I'm starting it in a month. So I'll find a Pilates instructor for you guys.
Crap. That is a crazy
so it's
short
like
kind of time to do all of that.
Yeah, I was like, I'd never done graphic design before, never done a website, like all that. I'm like, I'm going to
You
learn.
just taught yourself.
Wild.
Well, I had somebody help me with my website because I was like, this is
Matters. It's
this. We have a month to do this. Like, we got to get some help. But yeah, and then getting my like software set up and all of that was like just a month. short month and like all the things that comes with building out a business. So then I was like, okay, I knew I was going to rebrand. I knew I was going to take time to like get to know, like I knew the people that were going to be there, but as the community like shaped, I was able to like build a brand based off of like the things that I saw in front of me. So I felt like it was so much more intentional the second time around.
Yeah, you like built it as you went.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm glad I did it that way because now I'm like, I see the brand and I'm like, this is exactly what and I see the studio and
It's
I'm like,
also
this is what
it's very you.
oh, thank
When you
you.
meet you and you get to know Banks,
Yeah.
you're like, okay, this makes a lot of sense. It
Really?
feels like an extension of you.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. I appreciate
I know.
that.
I
Well,
really mean it. Don't you agree?
Yeah, 100%.
oh my
100%.
gosh.
When I went to your first class, I didn't realize that like you started it.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, we're going to this new Pilates class. I was like, okay, I'm down. We're trying to try different places around town. And then after the class, she was like, oh yeah, like that's the owner. And I was like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense.
Oh,
It's so perfect. But it's really cool to me also that you teach. Like,
oh
do you
yeah.
find that hard to balance being a business owner and a teacher still and
Yeah.
also growing it? And you do
Yeah.
collabs all around town. Like, how do you manage all of it?
You know, I love teaching. Like it's the thing that like I love running the business and like super passionate about that. But teaching is something that like keeps me grounded and like being a getting to know all the members and so I'm hanging on to my classes just because I love it so much
And
and I
they're
get to
so
be in
good.
it.
They're so good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's so many great instructors that I look around. I'm like, okay, nobody needs me anymore.
Right.
I can give
You
out
trust
these
them.
classes,
Yeah.
but I really love it. So I don't find it hard to balance because like I'll always make the time. Like if that means that I just need to like work late or make sacrifice in some place, like I'm okay with that because teaching, like I love doing teacher trainings. And I think if you're going to do teacher trainings, but you're not in the practice as much, it can be a little bit harder.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to just like keep up with teaching as I like continue to grow the studio. So I eventually I'll get to less classes, but right now I'm like hanging on to them.
Yeah, you have the
And,
capacity. Why not? And you do
yeah.
it.
Yeah. And it's just one studio. So, like for now we can keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the high vibrational aspect of it? 'Cause I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
that's kind of your thing.
Yes.
And you're
Yeah.
very into like the breath
Yeah.
and connecting.
I love it.
Tell
Yeah.
me
I'm
about that.
obsessed with it. Yeah, I think it's have you ever been to a class and like you're feeling just like numb from your day and then you go to the class and the instructor's kind of like tapped out and then
Yes.
you're feeding off of that energy and then you leave and you're like still feeling numb and
still.
It just
Yeah.
it feels like box checked with
Yeah.
a marker that's dry.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think there's like it's really important to like have energetic hygiene where you're doing whatever keeps you like a good human. For me, that's like staying close to God, doing breath work, movement, and like staying true to my word. And so that keeps me like vibing at a higher vibration. And the class itself, like in the studio, is built so that like you start with the nervous system regulation, then you move through with like beat based movement. You're like using the energy of the music.
Yes.
And we try to always use music that's going to like elevate your energy or like match the tone of what you're doing. So we're really intentional about the music we use. And then bringing you back down with the Shavasana at the end and just like awakening all your senses in the studio is super important where you're like breathing and then you're feeling the movement and then you hear the music, like the music's not just in the background and then the touch at the end of the class and then just like tuning back into your body, like all that like allows your vibration just like vibe a little higher.
Yeah.
So you leave and you're like a better person. Like that's the goal of all the classes is one, the instructor is a leader in that and they're like holding themselves to like that, coming in with the right energy, leaving whatever energy that doesn't serve you at the door and bringing in the good energy.
Yes.
And the front desk is all about it. Like they're so
They're the
wonderful
best.
and
No, I mean,
kind. Like,
but that's really like that's how everyone should go take her class because
You live in Austin, please
it
go.
House of B class. Like
so sweet.
you do feel so much better in here and in the body and here when you leave.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I'm like, I just want my ass kicked, but I'm
Yeah.
like, great. I'm
Yeah.
so excited. I
Oh,
actually feel like
good. That
I
makes me
feel like
so happy.
rested and tired at the same
I also
time.
feel
Yeah.
like it's being mindful.
Love
Like we
that.
talk about, even
Yeah,
like
it's
when you're
amazing. I
moving,
love
like,
it.
mind to muscle movement, like you're not thinking about the muscles you're working, you're probably less likely to be activating them or whatever it
Yeah.
might be.
Mm-hmm.
I also think the mind to just body in general, not movement, like when you connect with your body, then move, then come back to it.
Mm-hmm.
So important. I think
Yeah.
so often we can go to like workout classes, organized group fitness,
Yeah.
and you literally just like go in there, you hit it 100%, you
Yeah.
walk out, and there's no drop in.
Mm-hmm.
And that is so important, or like ceiling of
Yeah.
Yes.
gratitude for your body, like
Right.
what it just did. And it's
Yeah.
so crazy. It feels very woo-woo, but it's absolutely not.
It's
Your body,
so
your body
important.
is listening.
There's science behind
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
There is.
sure.
And it's like
It's
when
proven.
you pause a moment to be like, wow, that was really amazing. I just
Mhm.
did that. And I'm grateful to the people, just like taking a moment to be grateful for what's around you
Yeah.
and what you just did.
Yeah.
It's really crazy how much more that it genuinely ties a bow on
Yeah.
what you just did.
It really
It
does.
seals
Yeah,
it.
no, that's actually such a good point because now that you've said that, I'm thinking about classes that I've taken where the point of the class is to change your body
Yeah.
and to look a certain way.
Yeah.
But you bring that energy into the class and then you feed off the energy and then you
Mhm.
leave and everyone's like exhausted and
Yeah.
like, what was the point of that?
Mhm.
Whereas in the way that you structure your classes, it's all about like, it's almost like appreciating what you're able to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Oh, yay.
yeah,
I'm
it's so,
glad you
it's,
get
I,
that.
Message received.
I love it.
That
Everyone
makes me
needs to
so
do
happy.
it. Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
whole
Message
point.
received. Yeah, it's
Aw.
like insane. Would you call it a method?
Yeah, like we have a method where everybody that comes in, they go through, like we only hire instructors that are comprehensively certified, but they go through a whole training
Okay.
of our method. So we have like each signature class has its own method, and we have now we're building out our teacher training program.
I saw that.
Really excited about it
That's
because we've like flushed it out in a way where
I know.
yeah,
I know.
oh my god,
I'm very attentive. I can talk.
Okay,
Commit
we'll have to
to
talk about
it.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, honestly, I'm so excited because I got trained through Balance Body and it was so wonderful, but there are certain aspects of like being able to create like a journey within your class more than teaching to the method, to exercises, and tying it together and like having your own teaching voice within Pilates. Like there's so many different ways you can go about it, but while staying true to like the science and classical Pilates. So our teacher training is going to be super comprehensive and we're going to add in elements of like somatic movement and mindfulness and musicality and cueing and programming that also ties in anatomy and biomechanics. Like this is going to be
Really,
That's
so
comprehensive.
excited. Yeah, it's like everything.
That's
I'm like, we have
everything you
so
do.
much to go over.
Yeah.
But it's so like that's the thing that lights me up is teaching other people how to teach
Is
because
this your first training since you've opened?
I've done 4 different trainings, like at other spaces, and then we did our mat Pilates training last year,
Yep.
which was really cool to see that like every single person that did the training got hired, whether it was us or another studio. We had
That's
some
a
girls. Yeah.
great stat.
Yeah.
100%.
Right?
Graduation.
I know.
Great. I
So
love
they're
it.
all teaching and it's cool to see that they're like crushing it and
Yeah.
they all like a lot of times you get a certification, but a lot of people slip through the cracks and then they're just like, I'm not going to go teach. But like every single person went and did something with that right away.
That's very special.
Yeah, I'm like,
That
it's
speaks
so cool.
volumes.
I love like just if I'm having a bad day, I'll like look at their Instagrams and see them like
Oh my
all the people
gosh.
shouting out their classes.
so
I'm like,
cute.
I get so excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, our mat Pilates one was so wonderful. So we're gonna do reformer every year and then mat Pilates probably like twice a year.
Cool.
And I have such a great team of like facilitators like Anna and Michaela.
Mhm.
And then we have another girl, Chloe, who's going to do the pre-postnatal. So it's like a whole
That
team
is
of
so
us.
interesting too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So we'll have like a whole team and everybody's certification all together. I'm like, damn, this is like,
Powerhouse.
yeah, it's really good.
It's a beehive.
Yeah.
It's the
beehive. It's so cute. I love it.
Oh my gosh.
I want to
Okay.
ask like a few like quick.
Yeah.
Rapid
But
fire.
before I do
Okay.
that, everyone always wants to know what the fitness guru's day looks like.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like,
Day in the life.
yeah, I would love a day in the life with like
Okay.
specific details.
Yeah.
if you,
Yeah.
if you don't mind.
Yes, for sure. So if I'm looking like at a Monday,
Pick your favorite day.
yeah. Well, Monday's not my favorite day,
What's
but
your favorite weekday?
I feel like I thrive on a Wednesday.
Okay.
I'm just like on it.
Yeah.
I'm super focused and creative.
Okay.
So usually I wake up in the morning. I try to like,
What time?
I mean, I'm like a 7 a.m. I'm not that early.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. After
Why
like,
did I think you wake up at 4:30 in the morning?
I was in a phase where I was doing that, but like with everything that like, I was just feeling like crap for 5 years and I
Yeah.
was forcing myself to get up at like 4:30.
Yeah. To
I
do what?
to teach.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
usually
Yeah.
teach at
Right.
like 5 or 6.
Right.
And it just like wrecked me. I'm like, okay, I need to put my health first. Like if I want to be right for my business, like 7 a.m.
Great.
bed early, like I am thriving.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
And
now
I'm not getting
the
sick
sun's not
as
even out
often.
yet. So
Yeah,
We
right?
still rise with the
Right?
sun.
I know. Yeah. So usually it's at like a 7 a.m. unless you catch me like if I'm building out a studio, it's like 4 a.m.
Right.
like
4 a.m.
well,
to 11 p.m.
yeah.
And then we do it all
Different
again.
periods.
Yeah, but that's like,
Yeah.
you're pushing your body and then
Yeah.
on the other side of that, you're gonna like get it back on track.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually 7 a.m. And
Okay.
then I mean, my morning routine, people would be appalled by it, but it's like drink my water. Like it's not like those 60 step. It's like drink my water, take my dog out, coffee, look at my emails, and then if I'm lucky, like I'll do a meditation, but that hasn't been happening lately.
I feel like that's a very normal morning.
Yeah,
for
it's
me.
very normal. It's
Actually
like
refreshing.
in and out as
I'm actually so happy that was your
yeah,
answer.
yeah, no, I don't have I like my face. I wash my face, put a lotion on it,
Uh-huh.
and I run out the door in my workout clothes,
Okay.
and my
Yeah.
hair, like I'm doing it as I'm walking into the studio. Like
Okay.
I am very typey when it comes to like routines like that.
I love it.
I think that's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Especially after ballet for so
Yeah.
many years. It's
I
just
mean, I
relax.
thrive with giving myself like some freedom and
Yeah.
things. I feel like I would just work better in that way. So, yeah, like I sleep until the very last second. And then I get to the studio, usually teach 1 or 2 classes, usually like check in with the front desk and like look at the emails for the day, look at like the plan for the day, organize how we're going to go through whatever we need to go through that day.
Mhm.
And then my studio manager gets in and we have like certain days focus on different things, but like Wednesday is our marketing day. We're focusing on like whatever promos we need to get done, whatever email marketing,
Mhm.
whatever ads we're doing. And we're always just like trying to get ahead of things. Like
Yeah.
we're already working on summer right now.
That's amazing.
Really
So
helpful.
yeah, you like I've learned that very quickly. Like you plan
Mhm.
5 months in advance.
Mhm.
And we do so many events in the
Yeah.
studio.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
crazy.
So many of them.
It's so fun, but
It's so
it's
cool.
just
It's
like
also
such
so
a great way
great.
to bring in new people.
Right?
Like I have
Yeah.
brought multiple like new friends, and it's such an approachable way than being like, "Hey, come do this like random class." And
Yeah.
like it's like, "Oh, there's
It's
a
a good
thing, and
entry.
Yeah.
there's a theme."
Right?
And
I
it's
know.
fun.
And
Yeah.
it's like the people need more human connection and everybody is feeling very isolated. So that's the one thing that I'm like, okay, we're going to do a weekly event. So
Yes.
whether it's like a mindfulness or like something fun, we always try to have one thing outside of the studio, something for the members,
So
something
great.
that we're working with like a local brand. So we're always
I love it.
stirring up something new.
Yeah.
I think in the summertime we're gonna get a little bit more organized and add like this social wellness club part of House of B.
Mhm.
And we'll do monthly dinners in the garden, like long table dinners. And I'm super excited about this. We're gonna have like one special guest that's like maybe a business owner or like a disturber in whatever industry they're in. And we'll have like guided, pointed like prompts for just like talking points through
Oh
the
my gosh. I
table.
love that
I know. I'm
idea.
really excited. We're partnering with some of the restaurants in town. So we have like 2 different restaurants that are
So
so
great.
I know. So
You're
we're
very
hoping
visionary with your studio.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
not, I mean,
thanks.
seriously.
Well,
very
it's so fun.
impressive.
It's all the things I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, what do I want to do?
Yeah.
And like,
Great.
and then every day the community is giving me ideas because everybody's like, I love it. Our members will come up to me
So
and they're like,
invested.
hey, okay, I feel like we should do this thing. And then they're like, can I help you on this? And I have this, like,
Yeah.
everybody here in Austin is so, like, it's just the
They wanna
community
help.
shows up
Yeah,
in so
for
many
sure.
ways. It's like, y'all are making my job so easy.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
it's like, why not say yes to those things
that's so
and
great.
partner with other businesses? So we're always trying to do something like that. And then um usually we'll have like on our Wednesdays some sort of like social media thing happening. We're doing like new content on Wednesdays.
Mhm.
And then we go into the evening and I teach no, I don't teach class. We have classes go on, then the heat turns on in our office
Yes,
space.
in the office.
And then we're starting to get a little delirious
You
when
just
the
like it
heat.
all on the floor with your laptop.
So we have a treatment room.
Okay, yeah.
And we have a massage table in the treatment room, and that's our
your
workspace.
desk.
Yes.
That's
I'm obsessed.
Yeah, or we're on the
Yeah.
ground, or we're out in the garden. Like if it's nice out, we're out in the garden. But like
Yeah.
lately, we've been just so locked in that it's like the second we get there until when classes start, we're like, we haven't moved. Like this is not good. We
Yeah.
need to like get up. But I just feel like we have a lot of different things going on with our teacher training and just like so many new clients and new instructors. And so we have, I'm always fleshing out like our onboarding process and learning so much about AI and marketing, just like wearing a lot of fun hats. And so Wednesdays are a fun day because it's just all like we have this AI now that we're working with. It's like automating a lot of our processes with teacher training. And so
That's
it's been
helpful.
cool to
That's
like
really
learn.
To redirect your time to
Yeah.
other things.
Yeah.
So do you spend a lot of your time thinking / pursuing partnerships or collaborations with people in the city? Like how do you get so many people in the city involved in what you're doing?
Yeah. Usually I've been very blessed that like different brands will come into the studio and they'll say, hey, we want to partner. And so it's just like a free flowing. And then I also have somebody who helps me with events.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's definitely like a team effort of like we did last year our boat party. Y'all didn't go to that, did y'all?
No,
We're
I
gonna do it again
didn't.
this year.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah, I
so
will
fun. It's
be there.
the top floor. We had a Pilates. I feel like so many
Like
people
a
are gonna copy
double-decker boat?
this year.
Yes.
But double decker boat, top floor was mat Pilates, bottom floor was vendors. So we had like facials and like a gua sha tutorial, a massage
On Lake
therapist.
Austin.
We had
Are you
High Desert
joking?
sponsoring it, so they were doing drinks
That's like
and
my
like
dream
raffle.
day.
So then they would flip flop, and you would do Pilates upstairs and then vendors downstairs. So we're gonna do it again because it was only like a 2.5 hour long thing, a little bit longer than that. But it was so fun. We had a DJ upstairs. It was like crushing it. And we were riding through Lake Austin, and everybody was just like, this is like the most fun I've ever had in my entire life.
I was thinking about my
insane.
dream,
I wanna
like
do that.
birthday, weekend, bachelorette party, that.
Honestly, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then at the end, we just let everybody kind of like hang out. Everybody was chatting.
It's a
and
community
just like,
aspect you're talking about too.
yeah.
Gosh, I want to go.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're gonna do Labor Day every
That's
single
so
year, the
cool.
Saturday of Labor Day. We realize it's a little bit more expensive, but we're like, it's totally worth
The
it.
vibe is
I mean, the
think so.
vibes are immaculate. So
Yeah.
same
Wow.
thing.
Yeah.
And then just like we always do like our little Peace Park class that brings so many people out with a DJ and just like having vendors. Those are just like little things that you don't. What I love is like not having to over curate an experience, even though our boat party was curated for sure.
Well,
But in the best way. I mean, best way possible.
Right.
But like when you have just like everybody out in the park and like a good group of people together and just doing Pilates, people are so grateful. They're like, this is a Wednesday night and I'm getting to like meet all these new people and it's a free event. Like those are so fun to do.
Yeah.
So why not like bring the community
I think
together?
it's amazing.
They're easy, you know?
So great.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I need to go to more of those. I've done a few of them.
Yeah. We'll have
the boat thing sounds great.
the boat thing. We'll do trying to think of the dinners. I feel like y'all would really like.
Yes,
I was
oh my
gonna
gosh,
say,
I'm so into
this
that.
is such another side tangent we can do another time, but just like the table to me is so important. I feel like
gosh.
I live with two girls and I'm so blessed to live with them because we talk about how amazing it is to host people and bring people that know each other and some that don't know each other like around a table and how like rare it is to sit like across from people without something kind of playing that you're all looking at instead of looking at each other and just like the environment that brings. So I think it's so cool that that's just going to be like another part. You would never think, okay, Pilates studio, dinner table, and you're doing it.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
So great.
Well, I mean, that's what like my goal was
Yeah.
when I was looking for a space. I was like, I want something that's so much more than Pilates that can be like a space for people to like, if you're new to Austin, meeting somebody new, or for somebody that like has never worked out before or feeling at home.
Yeah.
So like, I've always felt like, I don't know, I've had this mentality ever since I was little of feeling like an outsider. And so I just wanted a space where it's like, people can be vulnerable. Everybody feels welcome. It's not exclusive.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a lot of exclusivity in the fitness industry. And I think just having a space that like it invites all and it also allows for like collaboration and curiosity about somebody that's different than you and like just
Beautiful.
So that was the goal, is to
Yeah.
have space to do that. And now
Love
that we
it.
have
So cool.
space, I'm like, let's use this
Do it all the
space.
time. I
Let's
think
do
it's
it
so
all.
great. Yeah.
So fun.
Thank
Fitness
you.
fad you love, fitness fad you don't love.
Oh, okay. Um, don't love. I hate the some of the false marketing around Pilates that we will never use, like the
Like what?
lean, talking about how certain muscle is lean and certain muscle isn't. That's a lie. Muscle's muscle. So yes, you can gain muscle with Pilates. You have to be really smart about your programming and your exercise selection. But like, I really don't like when people say long and lean muscles, because like muscle.
Muscle is
Yeah.
You
muscle.
can't
Yeah.
make a muscle longer.
Right.
So I think there's some marketing around
Okay.
Pilates that makes me a little sad,
Yeah.
that we try to never use. Yeah, long and lean is one. Or like
Okay.
the lean thing in general, just like, I think triggering in general.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because
It's isolating
What
for
does that
sure.
even
it
mean?
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're just talking about like fat loss
Yeah.
and saying that Pilates is going to make you lose all this fat when like your exercise is not going to make, you can never out exercise a bad
Right.
diet. So
Yeah.
it just creates all these false expectations. I think
Okay,
it's
that's a good one.
damaging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
do see that.
Yeah, every time I see it, I'm like, no,
Yeah.
you're
Stop.
ruining
Yeah.
Pilates for me.
Yeah.
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 No, that's
Yeah.
a lot of people do that now that you
Yeah.
said that.
I'll never, like, I put in my, like, things we never say. And
Oh,
it's
I
like,
like that. The no list.
yeah, we have a no list at the
Long lean
studio.
muscles.
And there's certain things like I just think are triggering to people. I try to be really like body positive with the language we use in the studio and with our marketing. And so those kind of things I think can be damaging to people.
So thoughtful.
Mhm.
Okay, and what do you love? What's something you're
Love.
liking?
Okay. I'm loving that people are like jumping into the new apparatus, or all the other apparatuses other than the reformer. Like the tower. Eventually I'll get the chairs. So people are realizing like it's a system.
Chairs.
Yeah, the chairs.
We have one of those in the gym where I live.
Ooh, really?
I know. I just always look at
Okay.
it, like I don't know what to do with this
I'll
thing.
send you some
Okay.
videos of things you
Yeah,
can do on it.
I would
because
love it.
The chair is amazing. The tower is amazing. The reformer is amazing, but like now everybody's in on reformer and they're like, it's kind of getting overdone. I think like I think there's so many different like apparatuses that you can like that have so much power, and people are starting to see that.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, I want to learn more about the chair, the barrel, the
Yeah.
Cadillac.
The freaking Pilates ball.
Yeah. Pilates
That
ball.
thing
The ball
bugged me.
of death.
If
Every
I am
so
traveling,
time.
I'll bring a Pilates ball and just do the ball crunches, because man,
They're
those just get you.
gnarly.
They're
Like,
so important. They're
yeah.
so important.
Every time I do that, I'm like, oh my God, I really need to work on
Yeah. If you
strength.
think you've like worked your core, get that little tiny ball and just do like 90 seconds of crunches, just
it's
straight up
crazy.
every time.
It's so crazy.
Yeah. It's because like you're putting the whole weight of your torso like into your abdominals. So like all this.
Do people think that creates abs?
Ball crunches?
Yeah.
It does. It actually does.
Okay.
Yeah, those are good.
Because you
Like
know how you hear like
regular crunches are efficient, but ball crunches are so much more
It's
efficient.
interesting you said like the weight distribution, because like now I'm thinking about it when I'm doing regular crunches, my weight's like almost in my hands.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, versus like
I don't
the
have
ball,
a
it's
lot
gonna
of
get in your-
flexion in my thoracic spine, so I'm like, okay, for me, I have to like use a ball to feel really efficient. And there's so many other ways, but like the ball crunch is one of them that like never
I
gets
love it,
old.
I hate it. Yeah.
That is a trend that I am definitely here for.
Yeah,
because it works.
it's things
it
we
works.
always say.
Always do. Every
Always,
time. Every
always
class
for the ball.
you go to with me, you'll always get a ball crunch.
It's so good.
If I'm not doing ball crunch, there's
Something's wrong.
Something's up.
seriously wrong with it.
Same with
Yeah.
Banks.
Yeah.
That's so
It's
funny.
insane.
We have a fun question that we like to ask all of our guests.
I love
So if you could have anybody, and this could be for various reasons, like look like personality, character to play you in your biopic, who would it be and why? But like I said, it could be anything.
Yeah.
To be like a lookalike, but
Oh my gosh.
kind of a hard question.
Really good question. Okay, so I wish I knew her name. I'm really bad.
Okay,
with
no, we can
actors.
help. Yeah.
So almost 40, almost 30.
Oh,
you know that actress that's so
Leslie
cute?
Mann.
Leslie Mann.
$10.
She predicted that.
I said,
Wait,
she predicted that.
Oh my God. Wait, no way. That's so funny.
this is not planned. That was like legit. Literally,
I just love her energy. She's
you
super
look like her. Though.
Really?
Yes.
We have a client at the studio that is actually her. Like, well, it's not actually Leslie Mann,
she's
but
her
they're
doppelganger.
twins. They talk alike. But
I can't believe
That's
this.
so crazy.
I
that you
love her
just said
so
that.
much. She's just so like bubbly and cute.
Yes, she has
And
such a
she
good
never
personality.
lets like negativity get her down. She just kind of stays up here.
Yes.
I feel
Yes.
like every role she plays too, obviously they're different characters, but
Yeah.
they're always on brand with that.
Yes.
It's very like
Yeah.
up and light and
Yeah.
fun.
And sometimes she's just not aware of the negative.
And like quirky.
Yeah. Like I want to be at that
Yeah.
level where
No.
like, you know, sometimes
sure.
the toxic positivity can be really great.
I love it. Thank you for coming on. This was so
Oh my
fun.
gosh, thank you for having
Come back
me.
anytime.
Y'all are the
Seriously. You're a wealth of
best. Y'all are
knowledge.
so good at asking the right questions,
gosh.
man.
What?
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We appreciate
We
it.
have so
I'm
much
so
fun.
excited for you guys.
It's been a really fun treat, I think, getting to just see how it feels like talking to different people. And
Yeah.
we try really hard. Obviously, there's things about each guest that we have on that we'd love to know.
Yeah.
But it's been fun to watch the evolution of the podcast go from like bullet points, and now it's just like, let's just chat.
Yeah. Y'all are definitely meant for this.